WWE has an age problem. I never thought in a million years that nostalgia might be an issue for any company, let alone WWE. But I think we're starting to have a bit of an issue. And don't get me wrong, I love my nostalgia more than the next person, okay? I still love seeing Rey Mysterio perform at his best in his ring at 50 years old. I still love seeing John Cena. I still love seeing CM Punk. Who else? AJ Styles, Sheamus, Randy Orton, just to name a few. Fuck, I love it, okay? I grew up with these superstars. But you gotta see the WWE for what it is right now. The nature of the WWE is they're not really turning over a high rate of superstars in terms of most main event guys are 40 plus years old right now in the company, okay? And even in NXT, we're gonna get to it, but even in NXT, they're over the age of 30 to 35 years old, and I think that's a bit of an issue. And if you already think I'm capping and I'm like a fanatic AEW fan or something and a WWE hater, no, I'm not, okay? Stay tuned for the rest of the video because I actually got statistics to back it up. I went back 30 years from 1995 to present day and saw the average ages at each point in time in each decade, and yeah, and all roads point to WWE has an aging problem. As of this recording in 2025, WWE has a total of 20 40-plus-year-olds who still are competing in the main event scene. We got Rey Mysterio, AJ Styles, Sheamus, The Miz, Randy Orton, Finn Balor, LA Knight. Yeah, but the thing is with LA Knight, a lot of people think he's a young gun, he's an up-and-comer, but this guy is 42 years of age. He ain't young at all. He's more closer to the end of his career than the start. Anyways, Kofi Kingston, Damian Priest, Natalya, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Santos Escobar, Shinsuke Nakamura, Carlito, CM Punk, who is still competing in the main event scene, John Cena, Penta, and R-Truth. Shit, I lost my breath, okay? That's the amount of 40-year-olds we got in the company right now. Now, if we compare that to 10 years ago, 2015, do you want to know how many 40-plus-year-olds we had in the company at that time? Guess. I'm going to give you a second guess. This ain't Dora, but just guess. We had 9. From 9 to 20 in the span of 10 years. You know how significant that is? Like, look, I ain't complaining. I ain't complaining that we still have all these stars in our company. Shit, we're blessed, okay? I still want to see CM Punk. I want to see Cena. I want to see Mysterio, okay? I grew up in the 2010s. I grew up with these superstars. But it just shows that WWE has a lack of turnover in terms of young guns coming up in the company, the next big things. Now, if you want to go another 10 years behind from 2015, you only had 7 superstars who were over 40. You had Ric Flair, Hulk Hogan, The Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, Stone Cold Steve Austin, who was on a part-time contract at that time, so it wasn't really a main roster guy. You had Booker T and Hardcore Holly. You only had 7. And if you compare 15 to 05, wasn't much of a jump. It's like a 3-superstar jump. And then it goes down even further in 1995. The amount of superstars who are over 40 in 1995 was a total of 4. 4 superstars were over the age of 40 in 1995. You have Bob Backlund, who was 46, King Kong Bundy, who was 48, Jerry Lawler, 45, Ted DiBiase at 41. When you really stop to think, why is that? Why do we got a 13 superstar jump who are 40 plus from 05 to 2025? Why are superstars aging as the years go on? I could really only put it down to one thing: science, medicine. I think back to that one podcast where Rey Mysterio was on Logan Paul's Impulsive podcast. He actually said he uses stem cells in his back or wherever he injects it, and he attributes that to his current condition in the ring. I don't know if Orton's using it, Cena, CM Punk. I don't know if all these superstars are using stem cells, but maybe a lot of them are. Maybe that's why they could compete at this age, way past their prime. If you look at the overall product from 1995 to what it is in 2025, you really see the WWE prioritizing superstars' well-being over the actual product sometimes. For example, chair shots to the head. Now, back in the day from 1995 up until, I don't know when they got rid of it, in the early 2000s, every superstar used to get a chair shot to the head. If you didn't, you're a wimp. Like, superstars were getting struck on their head, left, right, and center. You name it, they were getting struck in their head. Raw, SmackDown, pay-per-views, house shows. Like, it wasn't like a specialty thing. It was a common occurrence. But like over time, because of CTEs, concussions, lawsuits, the whole 9, WWE realized it's damaging their superstars. Because a lot of superstars' careers have been cut short because of concussions. And like removing things like that over the years, I think has helped superstars elongate their careers, you know, allowing them to fight at 40 years old. Like at WrestleMania 38, they had 14 superstars who were competing in that pay-per-view who were over the age of 40. Now, I justified why superstars are fighting to the best of their ability at 40 years old, but I really can't justify my next point. Now let's talk about WWE's developmental scene, NXT. Now, as we all know, NXT is WWE's indie company. It's a company where a lot of superstars bust their ass off to try and earn a WWE contract in the hopes of, competing on Raw or SmackDown. But what I found absolutely absurd and actually shocking is that there was a total of 23 NXT superstars who are over 30 years old and a total of 12 superstars fighting over the age of 35. Now, you might not see superstars fighting in their 30s, especially in NXT, as something that's bad. Maybe I think the same thing. I see it as good and bad, okay? I see it as bad because, it's 23 superstars who are your next big thing in the company fighting in their 30s. All right, now put it like this. Say they're 30 years old right now. They get the call up at 35 years of age at either Raw or SmackDown. Maybe they're competing to for 10 years to 45 years old. That's only 10 years. A lot of superstars who are 40 plus right now on the main roster have been competing for 20 plus years. When you really put it into perspective, that's not a large amount of time to really do anything in the company. Sure, if you're the company's guy, you can really fast track a lot of things. But if you're not the company's guy or girl, you can't really do nothing. Now, you also do have superstars in the NXT brand who are over the age of 35. Now, that's bad. To me, that is bad. But a company's developmental scene to have superstars over the age of 35 where really they're in their prime and should be on the main roster. Not to knock any NXT superstar who is over the age of 35, but personally for me, I feel it just, I know people start at different points in their life, in terms of pro wrestling. They might have started in their early 30s and now they're just made into NXT. Fine. People are in different, points in their life. But I feel 35 years of age, man, it's a bit high up there in age for a developmental brand like NXT. Now, to break it down for you guys and for you to get a better understanding of what I'm talking about, in 1995, WWF at the time, which was only a one-brand show, which was Raw, no SmackDown, had a total of 6 superstars over the age of 35. 6 on the main roster compared to 12 on a developmental brand. To further add salt to the wound, in 05, WWE's main roster. Now, they did have SmackDown and Raw, so you had 2 shows now in comparison to 1995. They had a total of 10 superstars over the age of 35, 2 short of NXT's 12, which is also a developmental brand. But regardless, I can't really justify why NXT superstars right now seem to be aging more than superstars on the main roster back in the day. When you really break it down, NXT was really designed for the sole purpose of producing the next big men and women in both respective divisions. And when you have 23 superstars over the age of 30 and 12 over the age of 35 who might or might not get the big call up, are you really producing the next big thing in the company? And that's why we got 20 superstars over the age of 40 who are right now competing in main events of WrestleMania, PLEs, Raws, SmackDowns, and who are, mind you, competing at an exceptional level. No complaints there, but there surely comes a time where, they can't do it no more, where WWE is relying on these young guns to come up through the system and take their spot. And when you have an aging superstar division in NXT, that is, you can't really do that because they're almost the same age as these 40-year-olds who are competing in main events right now. I don't care how good medicine is right now in terms of stem cell injections, physiotherapy, and the whole 9. There comes a time where superstars cannot do it no more. Think about the previous rosters for a second. For instance, 05. I'd say between 90-95% of that roster were in their early 30s and who were already somewhat established in terms of, you had the likes of Triple H, who was 36, Kurt Angle, I think the same age, Matt Hardy was, I think, 31, Edge the same age, Batista, RVD, Shelton Benjamin, all in their early 30s. Rey Mysterio, I think, was 30. I'm pretty sure that was the same year he won his World Heavyweight Championship. So, these superstars, in terms of this example in 05, are already creating somewhat of a legacy for themselves in comparison to NXT superstars who haven't even had the big call up to the main roster yet. But anyways, maybe I'm just an ungrateful SOB right now. Maybe I'm just ungrateful, that I get to watch CM Punk, Rey Mysterio, R-Truth, The Miz, Randy Orton, John Cena all compete on my screens in each and every single week on Raw, SmackDown. Maybe I'm ungrateful. Maybe I'm just a prick in that way. But I just truly feel like WWE going forward, they're going to have a big issue on their hands, if not already, in terms of recycling superstars and main eventers. But hey, I'm just a guy on the internet that likes to talk shit about pro wrestling. And let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. I'm actually curious because I want to know if I'm just way over my head or if I'm talking sense. I think I'm talking sense. Let me know in the comment section. Let's debate about it. If you agree with me, let me know that you agree with me. Hit the like button, hit subscribe, comment down below. Other than that, I've talked enough. See you later.